as you're coaching youth soccer, please keep in mind that the younger the player is, the more it's about a 1-to-1 ratio, player to ball. So it really is all about the ball. When you're trying to consider how to train your players or plan practices, if your kids are 10 and under, and make sure that it involves the soccer ball and how you're going to incorporate that on a 1-to-1 ratio as much as possible. When you're coaching a game and you want to focus on positions, don't. Figure out where they loosely need to be, help your kids understand shape to some degree, but the most important thing that you always start with when planning anything about your training or how your vision is going to work for your games, it starts with one player and one ball. And in the game, there might be 10 players and one ball. There might be 22 players and one ball. And so it all comes back to the ball. And if we could incorporate that into our training more often, especially in the United States, we would be better off for it down the long run. So when you really do consider development and how you've helped a player improve, because ultimately as a coach, when you look back at any time you spent coaching, you want to know that you made the biggest impact you could have in the time you had with the player and help them improve the most. And so those are the things that you should be focused on. And when you do that, you are now considering, what did I do with that player's technical skill? How did I help them understand the value of the soccer ball? How did I help them understand having the value of the ball in the game, what to do with it, why it's important? And so a lot of coaches coach the space, they coach the position, but they forget to coach the ball and how to go do that. So for instance, if you're watching a soccer game, you might see certain coaches very focused on system organization. So that's what we'd call it. If you're watching a 5 versus 5, especially with the little kids, you're looking at a system organization. You're looking at maybe playing 2 defenders, 2 forwards, and a goalkeeper. And so the coach is more concerned with trying to keep what looks to be organization on the field by keeping the players stuck in certain positions. But the younger the age, the more it is about the ball. And so you really want to encourage the players to go get the ball, to get after it, to keep the ball, to value the ball individually, one-on-one. And then as you progress beyond that, as they start to get older, you start incorporating ways in which we can utilize the soccer ball together as a team, how we value it and keep it as a team. So you've gone from 1 player and 1 ball to 2 players and 1 ball to 3 players and 1 ball. And you build your way all the way out to your entire team of 10 field players, 1 goalkeeper, right? And now you're dealing with a field with 22 players and 1 ball. And so it becomes even more important that each individual can keep the ball when they get it, can successfully control it, dribble, pass, and make those decisions. But those aren't the same decisions they would make if they were 5 years old. So when you're looking at where a kid is at when they're 5 and where they should be at when they're 18, there's a big gap there. And so you don't look at training concepts from a global perspective. Not all kids are trained the same way, but at the same time, they are working within the same game. And what it all comes down to, when you're ever in doubt as a coach, you don't know where you can make the biggest impact or what you need to do, or you might be new to coaching, realize that it's 1 player and 1 ball. And if you start there, or you recenter yourself, always going back to 1 player, 1 ball, you will help your players improve tremendously as individuals. And as a result, you'll help your team improve as well.